Yeah, I think it is only visible to Ivo. And
Fair.
I think maybe he holds out a hand and gets this sort of idea of that molten metal in his hand, and it slips out of his hand through his fingers and traces across the floor.
Okay.
And it heads towards the far wall, but before it gets there, it splits. And one bit of this molten brightness goes into one of these little alcoves with a complete metal door. It's iron and locked. And the other one traces up the wall into one of these open alcoves with the rusted off metal bars. And as it does so, I'm going to flip a story point.
Oh, okay. We need to start flipping these back. Yeah.
As that light reaches this place, Ivo's eyes tracing its path, whatever it comes into contact with there sort of begins to bubble like a bright white molten almost water just sort of fountains out and starts pooling.
Okay.
And a shape starts rising from it.
Okay.
What do you see?
Which Lila can see too.
Yeah. Well,
and we're probably rolling initiative.
Yeah. I'm going to say, Lila, get ready. There's a fight.
She's going to make her archery arrow ready.
Yeah.
Gonna use that rapid archery.
So I forget what we roll for initiative, but it's vigilance, right? Or
with your success, you know that something is coming.
Right.
You both know, so it's going to be cool.
Okay, so it's going to be cool. Okay.
And
you want
it's
to roll cool?
Just going to be cool.
I'll roll cool. Okay, and then
do we get a boost because we know it's coming, or we're just rolling our
nope.
cool?
Just cool.
1 success, 3 advantages.
Nice.
1 success and 1 triumph. Yeah,
okay.
baby.
All right.
So 3 advantages, 1 triumph. That's good. That's a good start
triumph
to
is nice.
Fighting this thing. Yeah. Assuming that we rolled higher than this thing, the very first thing I'm going to get to do is quick strike, which is nice. I don't know if we rolled faster than this thing, but it felt like we did pretty good. Yeah.
The thing, this ghost, begins to bubble up from this crypt across the room from you. It's eerily quiet as it emerges from this tomb. The air chills, and you see emanating from that center, anywhere on the ground where there was water, it begins to slowly turn to ice. Ivo and Lila ready their weapons. With Lila's triumph, you can either add something great to the scene or you get a free maneuver. You've drawn your weapon already, so that's usually a maneuver. Moving around is a maneuver. If you want to pull something else out of your bag.
Okay, you know how in like all the treasure movies and there's always oil and lanterns, and if you light one, they all go on. I want to add that to the whole
You want
wall.
light. You want light.
You want
I
some
want
light.
light to be able to see. It'll give you an advantage.
Yeah. It's a good thing. Are there
there's something
torches on the wall?
Old and weird carved into the wall. Maybe not even carved. This place, again, sort of looks like not chiseled out of stone, but poured at some point in history. And there's a little channel, and in that channel you spot a liquid that stinks a little bit.
It's
okay.
oily. Can we take your sword and light it, please?
Well, that's your triumph. Is that exists now?
Yeah. It'll take something from us to light that, like tinder even. I mean, we have like fire starting stuff in our kits. Okay. So, but that means that instead of attacking, you want me to light this up.
First, well.
Is the ghost even within reach yet, though, Mark? I mean, it was above me before.
You'd have to maneuver. It emerges from this tomb, and it is like you saw in the graveyard last night. It is too tall, and its limbs are too long. Its face is gaunt and vaguely resembles a Helbling, but it's much taller than a Helbling would have been in life.
Oh, this is the one that we saw last night, though?
Yeah.
Okay.
It has something strapped across its chest that looks vaguely instrumental. You can't quite tell exactly what it is.
Okay.
And its fingers, long and bony, stretch out towards the two of you.
Okay.
Nope. I shoot it.
Well, do you want to shoot it?
I'll shoot it and
Or-
you light the fire.
I hit hard.
I know.
Why don't you light your fire if you want to light your fire?
I'll
And
light
let
the
me
fire.
get the first attack in. That way you can be behind me and you can shoot at your next turn.
That's fair.
I need to be up front and taking hits though. If anything, I have a shield and everything, so.
All right.
And I have a better soak than you even. So, is that fair?
Yeah, that's fair.
Okay. Well, if you want to light it and make our grand entrance, you can take your turn first. We both get to go before this thing, I think.
Yeah.
So-
You do both get to go before it. Also, remember what you took from the salters.
I did take iron shavings that
Yeah.
the salters used,
Okay.
and I wanted that specifically for my component casting like perk that I
Okay.
took. So, yeah, we do
Okay.
have iron shavings, which we know ghosts don't like iron. I'm also
It's true.
wearing an iron key around my neck. I don't know if that's going to help me at all if this thing tries to strike me, but we'll get there when we get there, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
For right now, you want to light this fire, so why don't you do that?
I'm gonna do that first.
So that's a maneuver to get down off my shoulders, I guess.
Or I could just jump from your shoulders to
Yeah.
get right.
And then how are you going to light it? Are you going to use your like tinder? Or are you going to use primal? Like what are you envisioning? Fire arrow?
I was, I guess, a little bit of a pyro.
Every
Since-
character is a little bit of a pyro because you think that fire is a good idea.
It is.
Since you are in a stressful situation, however you want to do it, you're going to have to roll something.
Right.
To do it with your tinderbox is going to be your survival. To do it with magic is going to be your magic.
I'm gonna just do the survival, and I'm trying to think of a reason to argue for a boost. I'm agile, so I can hop pretty well from
You can have a boost because you have the tools you need to do the check.
Great. Cool. What
It's
do I...
going to be average. It's 2 purples.
2 purples.
All right, here we go.
What does it look like? What happens?
You have 3 successes left.
Hey!
Mhm.
I, gracefully flip in the air and land right next to the starting point of where the oil is at. And I take the tinder box with a piece of flint and
First strike.
first strike. That's right.
Yep, with 3 successes, yeah, it's your first strike. So you
And-
leap off Ivo and grab onto the edge of this gap in the wall and strike your flint, and
Yes.
the fire traces around the edge of the room. As
There
it
you
does so, you notice the bodies of what are probably another set of adventurers in the corner.
Oh, great. Question. Does the room get a little bit warmer when
No,
I
it does
dang.
not get warmer.
No, there's a ghost here we're going to have to take care of first. Also, I want to make sure, I don't know if talking is like a free action in Otherplace.
It's your incidental.
Okay, then I'm going to use my incidental. Are you done?
I guess now that I see the bodies, can I go over and look at them?
You can take 2 strain to make the maneuver.
Nah, not worth it. All right. I'll wait till later.
But she's already used her maneuver, so she can't attack, right? That's it for her
Yep,
turn.
her action was lighting the fire.
Yeah, okay. So it is my turn. I'm just going to make sure, because my molten magic went up to the ghost here definitely,
Mhm.
but it also went to that iron door. And
Yeah.
I just want to make sure Ivo is just going to point out that door specifically.
Yeah,
And
because there are a number of them.
Right. But I want to point out the one that my magic led me to specifically and say, once we take care of this nasty, that's our door.
Yes, sir.
Okay. So that way, in case anything happens, she knows at least which door to go through.
Great.
But
The iron key.
Ivo's got sword and shield drawn. He's got plenty of light at this point. It's time to attack. So,
All right. So, unfortunately for you,
yes.
Lila took swift. There's ice all over the floor.
Right.
It's going to take 2 maneuvers to get to the ghost.
Okay.
So
So,
let the ghost come to you.
So that's 2 strain if you want to also do an action.
right. I'm already at 2 strain. But if I just do the 1 and I just move forward Am I close enough that it'll just engage me?
It will engage you.
Yeah.
But if you want to hit it, you've got to get all the way to it.
Right. So I'd have to wait a turn to hit it.
Or you could go all the way.
I don't
know. Use both maneuvers.
Yeah, this feels like a good time to take the extra strain. I'm gonna take the strain, Mark. There's my 2. And melee light.
Melee light is always average. This ghost is an adversary 1, so it's against a red and a purple instead of 2 purples.
Okay. And I do get a bonus die because I'm attacking before it got to go.
You do.
And
so what exactly does that do? Is it a boost?
What about your quick strike?
It's a blue die. Yeah.
You used your quick strike?
Yeah, that's what I'm doing. Quick strike is there. So I think that's all that's going to apply for right now because the other ones
Unless
don't
you
kick
want to
in.
flip a story point.
That's true. A story point would give me what kind of die, though? Could I upgrade one of my die?
Yeah, it changes a green to a yellow.
I'm taking the strain. I might as well.
Can you remove the strain with the story die?
With advantages, you can heal strain.
With advantages, I can heal strain. And I also have, like, after this encounter, I can heal strain, too. Okay. I have a thing for that. So we'll be okay as long as we do this okay. Okay, so I got the boost for quick strike. I'm gonna say that I get a boost too because Lila's lit up the room and that's taken the ghost off guard, all the extra light, and I was ready for the light. I can see better and it's used to the darkness. It's a thing of darkness.
I'll take it.
No successes, but I have 2 advantages and a triumph. Man, okay. Ivo is such a mixed bag, I swear. Can a triumph just be turned into a hit or no?
No, it cannot.
Okay. I just wanted to double check and make sure.
You swing your sword.
Yeah.
And
I miss.
You miss. What happens there?
I really want to turn this into a feint instead of a miss. like he meant to do this, but I don't know if that's allowed. Let's see. Let's say that even though I miss, that I just don't leave myself open, that I still have sure footing and my guard is still up. Like, whereas a normal miss would be, like this big overestimation of the swing and stuff like that. Let's just say that I can keep my guard up. Is that okay?
Yeah. You want that for your triumph as you take a guarded stance against this thing?
Yeah, I'm still ready to go.
Okay.
And let's not use the advantages to heal strain at this point. Let's keep those for Lila.
You want to pass them on to Lila?
Yeah.
Okay.
Because we need a good hit on this thing, and you've got your quick archery thing, so you could hit it twice. You can make up for it if you have the advantages for a boost.
Okay.
So,
okay.
I can take some hits from this thing, I think. So, maybe. But let's see. It is its turn.
Yeah, we'll see.
So,
it is right in front of you, and it straightens up. It's much, much taller than you, and it pulls one of its long arms back with its bony fingers and swipes at you and the hand that is holding your sword. Do you have your shield drawn as well?
Yeah.
All right, so you've got your sword and your shield drawn, and it swings its long fingers and grazes your wrist.
Yeah.
And you feel the cold move from your hand up your arm.
Mm-hmm.
And let's see. It is going to deal 6 damage to your strain.
Oh, 6 damage to strain?
Yeah.
Okay.
And I am going to mark that advantage down for later. Your soak still applies.
Oh, soak applies to strain. So I think I have 2 soak.
You have 4 soak.
Oh, okay. So that 6 is only 2.
Ends up being 2.
Okay. 6 looks a lot better than 10. Okay, it's your turn, babes.
I'm gonna shoot.
Please shoot this thing.
I'm gonna shoot it.
Okay.
What do I use for quick rapid?
Well, that's your ranged attack.
Yeah.
So you also have precision, which I don't think you have your range changed on your sheet, but your ranged is 2 yellows and 1 green instead of just 2 yellows because you're using your cunning instead of your agility. So 2 yellows and a green, and then you take 2 strain if you want to attempt rapid archery.
Yeah.
And you still need two advantages to trigger linked.
Yeah, I'll do the rapid archery.
But you can have boosts from my advantages that I saved you.
Okay.
You can have 2 boosts from advantages, and if you want to use your maneuver, if you're not moving at all, you can use it to aim, and you can have another boost.
Yeah, I'm not gonna move because I'm a good distance. So a third blue.
Yeah.
Okay. What do I roll against?
You're rolling against 1 red.
Okay. Rare. Here we go.
3 successes, 2 advantages.
Okay.
So, hey, that's the advantages that you needed for rapid fire.
Okay.
Yeah. So that's going to end up being 3 hits. So 3 successes, and your bow does what?
My bow. Can I just do it 3 in 1? like 3 arrows all at the same time.
I'll let you
Men in
describe it in a
Tights
second.
style.
Men in Tights style. Can I do that, Mark?
I want to see how much you do first.
Yeah.
So your bow does an amazing 7 damage.
Holy crap.
That's right.
Plus 3 successes.
Yes.
So that's 10.
Yes.
And then you do 7 2 more times.
So
Okay,
that's still
24.
That's still 34 points of damage.
34 points of damage. Heck yeah.
Minus this thing's, soak and whatever bonuses Mark has behind the screen. But
Yeah,
still.
there's a little stuff behind the screen here. So what does that look like as you hit this ghost 3 times with arrows?
I think I get its attention. Not on purpose, but I think I do. But
What does Lila look like? I think he says.
what does Lila look like?
What does Lila do?
Yeah.
So she's standing next to her fire because she's the pyro, and she's gonna stand there with her 3 arrows on the on the bow, and she's gonna aim for like its upper region, like they would teach you if you were in like the police academy where you hit for the core, the heart area. So she's gonna aim for all those, and apparently she hit with all 3. So
You let loose a volley of arrows at the core of this ghost.
yes.
Ivo looks up as these arrows fly right over his head. They go straight through the ghost, and you see the green sizzle of the iron as it touches the spirit, and they clang off the wall opposite.
Right.
The ghost slowly turns its head and looks at Lila.
Okay, time to start running now. Wait, if he turns his head, do you get an advantage? Like he's not paying attention to you.
I'm gonna try.
He's facing both of you.
Yeah.
It's the ghost is not between the 2 of you right now.
Lila will go, Emmerich, can you hear me?
All right. Okay. If you're doing this now, I'm going to go ahead and do the thing now. So,
no! What did you do?
as you call him by his name, you don't get a response in words, but you hear this sound that is something between a scream and a whistle emanate from this ghost. And I'm going to flip a story point as you see those 2 crumpled shapes in the corner begin to shake and jitter as they start to stand up.
That's it. I screwed us. I'm sorry. We're dead.
Okay. Well, this changes
Everything.
It just changes some things.
Well, what it does in Ivo's head is it takes us from a 2-on-1, where even if this thing is very powerful, we still just have a numbers advantage of 2-on-1. We get to swing more than this thing gets to swing. But 3-on-2, that's very dangerous.
It is very dangerous. I
Um,
knew we should have brought Branch.
Well, and you know what? We didn't even do what we said we were going to do, where we said we were going to tell Agatha where we were going.
Oh, we forgot to do.
We didn't go tell Agatha.
Well, that's like hiking rule 101. You never go anywhere without telling someone. We're screwed. We're so dead.
No, we're not. That's not the way that this story is going to end. Come on. That's not how Mark likes to tell stories anyway. It's not how it goes. But I do wonder, like, instead of fighting in this open chamber, if we backed back up to the tunnel, could we make it so that we're only fighting like one or even two of these things at a time?
It would probably be two, since the ghost can go through things.
Sure, for sure. Okay.
Do you think he'll use these ghosts to like try to talk to us? Because he can't really talk because he's a ghost.
No, I don't think he's going to use the dead bodies to try to talk. I don't think.
That's what I would do if I was a ghost.
I don't think he's interested. I think he's hiding a lantern.
I think he's hiding a lantern too.
I think he's killing everybody who comes to look for it.
I just don't understand why he's hiding the lantern. That's what's bothering me.
If I step away from this thing, though, it's going to get like an opportunity attack. No? Okay.
It will cost you 2 maneuvers because of the ice, though.
Right. So that's more strain on my part.
Yeah.
Do you want to flip a coin?
I also wonder how tough these things are. Like, if you can wipe one of these things out with another,
it's your turn.
30 freaking 7 attack.
I will tell you that the dead things are corporeal, so your attacks may do more on them.
Right, exactly. Yeah.
The reason that the ghost did not survive, or did survive all that damage you just did, is because it technically only takes half damage.
Right. What? You only take half damage? You know this.
That's in a different game.
Lore checks from both of you.
What checks?
Lore checks. Yeah, I'll do that. I'm sorry, I'm taking a while to try to decide what I'm doing.
It's okay. This is an out of turn incidental.
Right.
Lore check. Are gonna argue.
Average difficulty, 2 purples.
2 purples. All right. Is this lore check on the dead?
Yes.
Okay.
Ghosts specifically.
I'm gonna argue because of my perspective that I should be able to, like, I get a boost, like,
because you've got a vantage point.
Yeah. Of these.
I don't think on a lore check.
Oh yeah, never mind. I'm sorry. Yeah, no. Okay, I'm gonna roll.
There you go. I come out as a flat nothing, but Kayla's got 3.
Great. Okay. Lila's 3 successes and 2 threats. I'm taking note of those 2 threats to my magical threat pool. Lila's 3 successes. She knows that while iron, steel, silver, salt, all of those things damage ghosts, they still, physical attacks still only, they don't do as much as they would on the rest of the dead, like these 2 dead things that are beginning to pick themselves up off the ground.
Right.
But magic will do full damage.
I have primal.
Yeah. Well, and I have divine. I'm just already at 6 strain. But if I have advantages, I can heal.
Oh,
I
you
can
have to
heal
have
strain.
advantages to heal not successes.
Yeah. You can also use that one skill of yours at any time, or that one talent, second wind, but it only heals 1 strain.
Yeah. I was already kind of going down that train of thought in my own head that, like, if there ever was a time to, like, cast a spell, now's that time, because we are obviously in trouble. What I'm wondering, Mark, is if there's, I don't know how, like, an area of effect spell works in the other place.
Mm-hmm.
But
do you want to hit more than 1 target?
No,
base spell does not. So spells, you make them as hard as you want by
exactly.
Like, there's the base difficulty and then you add stuff to them.
You add stuff to it.
Yeah.
I think actually Ivo would just want to focus on the ghost, because my thought is, if the ghost goes down, maybe the undead things go down too, if they're being held up by his will or whatever. Mm-hmm. So So I've got 2 yellows. I'm going to add a boost because I do still have components to cast with. I have the iron shavings.
Okay.
So that's component casting doing its good work.
Since you are currently engaged with it, you're going to have to add close combat. So it's going to be 2 purples to start.
Okay, 2 purples to start. If I add the fire, can I... adding fire is going to add a black, right?
Adding fire is going to add another purple.
Another purple? Okay. Yeah. But could I get a blue because there's fire around? Could I get a boost because there's already fire in the room? He doesn't like that. I'm going to say no.
Because you have component casting, I think that's kind of the same thing.
Okay, fair enough.
I think that's double dipping the talent. I think
you're right. You're right. I think I'm just going to keep it. I'm going to keep it at the 2 yellow, 1 blue, and 2 purple that I have, and I'm just going to try to hurt this ghost.
And you have 3 story points.
Yeah. But how would I? Does that upgrade? Because I can't upgrade a yellow any higher.
So you have 2 yellows, you add a green.
I could add a green. I will straight up flip one and add a green. I can reduce my strain if I have any advantages. Now, how many strain does this cost me?
2.
Okay. So we're going to up the strain to 8 for now, and then we're going to cross our fingers and roll these dice. I have 2 successes and 2 advantages.
You should heal your strain.
Great.
Yeah, I think Kayla's right because this thing does strain damage. I think it's only smart. I will use my second wind to heal 1. I'll use both advantages to heal another 2. So I'll take myself down to 5. So I'm actually at 1 less strain than I was before I casted it. But 2 successes means that I hurt the ghost, right?
You did. You hit it.
Okay.
It got through its soak. It did damage. What does it look like? What does this magic that Ivo is doing look like?
Well, it's always been like heat and light focused, like this molten stuff. I say that I'm just angry and I'm stressed. I know that I'm in danger. We have to end this quickly. Ivo thrusts his sword at the ghost, but doesn't hit it with the sword, but just sort of pelts it with all this, like a burst of this lava rock from the tip of the sword, as if the sword was a wand.
Yeah, he swings the sword and it almost like sheds off a layer as he swings it at him.
That's what I was thinking. Like
cool.
There's an arc and it just gets pelted with all this different stuff that flies off the sword. Yeah.
Yeah, and that iron, your component is iron in this. As it hits, it sparks in green, and you hear that sound again, that something mixtured between a scream and maybe like a tin whistle or something like that. And looking at this ghost who was Emmerich, you spot that thing that is across his chest. There's like this little whistle that's built into it, which was probably the tool that he used to summon the dead.
Oh, okay.
And he reaches his full height, and
if we're gonna end this, we have to end this quickly. That's all I'm saying.
I know.
Yeah.
And looms over Ivo. His legs are long, too long, more joints than they should have, and he takes a step past Ivo towards Lila.
Oh no, I'm sorry.
Who did more damage to him, who is more of a threat right now.
Yeah. Fair enough.
A little raccoon.
Yep.
Well, hopefully you can dodge some of this stuff.
Oh yeah.
He's going to try and reach out and grab Lila.
No. False.
Well, let's see what he rolls.
We'll see. Lila has her bow drawn right now, correct?
Yes.
That would be a positive yes.
Does Lila have any
She has magic.
defense?
She has. I can tumble. I can move out of the way.
Well, hold on. Let's see. So she has 2 soak, but she doesn't have any melee or ranged defense in those categories.
Would you like to flip a story point to make his attack more difficult?
Yes, I would. I would like to flip a story coin.
I think so. Since you don't have any defense, I think that's a good thing to do, to try to give it a disadvantage.
Right.
I think that's all we can do for you.
I can't roll for anything?
It's got 3 successes, 1 threat, and 1 triumph. That's not good.
It's not great, no.
Son of a gun.
We really should have told Agatha. I can't believe we forgot to tell Agatha.
I can't believe
We talked about it and then we just didn't even do it.
Forget it. Let's just go. I can't believe we forgot to tell Agatha.
That's fine. That's user error. Go ahead.
This is why we're
Okay, what happens, Mark?
die because we don't have no backup.
So it reaches forward slowly towards Lila. And I think Lila tries to dodge, tries to get out of the way. But that hand, which is a big, big, wide palm with these long fingers, stretches out and closes around Lila and just goes right through her.
Oh.
And he reaches and grabs and pulls back. And Lila feels like the heat, the warmth, the life being sapped from her.
Oh, no.
And Lila is going to take 8 damage minus your soak
Is that
to strain.
wounds? Is that
So that's
strain?
6. So that's 6 to your strain, Huff. Because you got -2.
1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6.
Wow.
Ouch.
Emboldened by their master
Right.
hitting, touching Lila and taking the life from her, these 2 dead things from the corner begin to scramble on all fours towards Ivo.
Nice.
I'm using that triumph to upgrade their attack.
Okay.
Ooh. They reach Ivo and start pummeling at his shield and sword and trying to get through his defenses. And probably aren't, actually. They do 4 damage
Okay.
to wounds before soak.
Yeah, I have 4 soaks, so does that mean nothing, or?
Yeah. So what does it do? What does it look like as these 2 dead things start like pounding away your shield and your armor and trying to scramble to reach in the cracks of your armor?
Right. Well, I think Ivo's good with his shield, but it is, I mean, there's a threat there, so it's keeping him pinned. It's keeping him busy, unfortunately.
Oh, that's their threat, actually.
Oh,
So it's
so
a threat against them.
Oh,
So if you
okay.
want to spend it like an advantage, that's fine.
Oh, I see.
Minus the healing strain thing.
Right. No, I understand. Well, hey, can the threat be that since they kind of just batter his shield and they, it's his turn next, right?
Yep.
So can the threat be that they've kind of like bounced off of his shield and opened themselves up for an attack?
Yeah, you can have a boost on your next attack.
Yeah, I'll take that.
If you're going to attack them.
I think I have to. I mean, otherwise I'm just taking 2 strain to move over to the thing. Unless, is that what you want me to do? Do you want me to? Because I could also just say that they've battered off his shield and allowed me to move closer to the thing.
Or they
Again.
could have pushed you closer to the ghost on accident.
You're just holding your ground on this ice and they're just pummeling
You're
away
like,
at
yes,
you.
keep pushing.
Moving you
I
backwards
love
a little bit.
I love how creative you are to ask for
That's
just
great.
the most impossible things. What do you say,
I
Mark?
like that a lot.
Okay,
That's great.
Okay, you're so good, babes.
Thanks.
So Ivo's just holding his shield up as
And
these 2
allowing
dead
them to
things
beat
are-
him towards
Yeah.
the ghost. Yeah.
Yeah, he's pushed backwards towards the ghost and towards Lila.
Okay, so since the ghost is facing the ghost, I mean, it straight up faced and grabbed Lila last turn, and then Ivo was battered towards it. Is this next swing, like if Ivo swings at the ghost, is it at its back now?
Yes.
Okay.
Is it technically flanked?
I don't think there's flanking in Genesys.
There is no flanking in
Yeah.
Genesys, but I'll give you a boost.
Yeah, I'll take the boost.
Okay.
This is going to be a melee attack against it this time, not casting again. But
Kill the ghost that does
last time he was in combat, he did like light his sword with divine. Well, I don't know, correct me if I'm wrong. Was I always just using my sword like as the implement, or was I able to like magically smite with the sword melee attack using divine, or I forget how it worked. I don't think I can do both.
I think it was probably like how you just did it with them.
Yeah,
with it
that's
shedding
how I
that
just did it.
molten
So,
layer,
okay.
where
Well,
the sword is
I don't
just
know.
part of the spell.
Yeah, do you want me to use a spell again since it does more damage on this thing? with advantages, I could still walk away with less strain potentially if I got the advantages.
If you want to use it, you could always flip that coin, but then he has 3 coins.
Yeah, no, I'm not going to flip another coin. I just know that my melee attack isn't going to do as much to this ghost. It's just important to down this ghost as fast as we can.
Yeah, because if he's down, if the ghost is down, then the zombs are down, I think.
Right. Gosh. And I do have a boost because it's got its back to me. And I'd have a boost for component casting. I think I get more boosts for a divine at this point than I do a melee. So
Right, go ahead.
is that good with you, Mark, if I divine again?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
He's like, sure, yeah.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. He's like,
I'll you.
kill yourself. I'm adding 2 boosts, one because it's got its back to me, one because of component casting, and I'm rolling against 2 purple. Is that what it is?
Yeah, actually, since he's an adversary, it's 1 red and 1 purple.
One
we
red,
didn't roll
one
the red
purple.
last time.
Okay. Roll dice. 3 successes, 2 advantages.
High five.
All right. So 3 successes plus your ranks in lore, which is...
So can I just say that my 2 advantages cancel out the 2 that I would have spent, and I can stay at 5 strain?
Yep.
Okay.
Yep.
I'm gonna stay at 5 strain. 3 successes mean I hit.
And then we add your 2 willpower to that, so that's 5 damage.
Mm-hmm.
It does full damage, and it hits. What does that look like?
I kind of like the slashing animation that we came. Animation. It's not a game, Logan. I like the slashing arc that we did last time as well, and so I think again, Ivo's a very physical kind of guy, and so he's putting his whole body into this. He knows that this is a desperate situation, and he wants to come out on top. So he screams and puts his all into this strike and slashes across, and that magma flies off his blade again, and the iron flakes go sparking into the ghost once again.
Great.
For a big old 5 damage.
Do you reduce your...
And the ghost howls this echo on these cement walls. It comes back and forth throughout this chamber, and it's echoed also by the sounds from these dead things who continue to push on your shields. You can see their faces are locked in this scream of terror. And it's Lila's turn.
I said I had my bow drawn, right? But
You have your bow out, yeah.
okay. So what I'm gonna do is aim
Hopefully you down this thing, I swear.
my arrow specifically where the whistle in his pocket was at to maybe hopefully hit him, but also maybe I don't know if it will be
So you're not doing magic, you are doing...
Well, I guess last time we hit him in the graveyard where we almost died the first time, I did use primal, and I used the salter iron flakes last time, but that's not as effective. Can I use primal on my arrow, Mark?
Narratively, you can use primal however you want.
Right.
It's not going to add the arrow's damage or anything. But
he's already he's right in my face, right? At this point,
he's pretty close. Maybe half a long arm's length away.
I don't even need my bow. I just need to have an arrow with me and stab him. With primal and my arrow. Couldn't I do that? Or could I just...
Yeah, you could narratively...
Or I don't even have to, stab him.
No, you can just cast a spell
But I could do a dramatic, Hamlet, and, be, dying and, stab him with the arrow in the whistle area. Hopefully that will help them back off.
My heart's beating. Just make a decision and kill it.
I think the primal... I'm going to do the primal because I think it will kill it.
Okay.
And I had to choose a skill.
Well, because primal is based off of cunning, which you have a 3 in.
I'm stupid cunning as a raccoon, apparently.
Right.
All right, and then...
I mean, your other option is to try to stealth away if you want to try to survive.
No, we gotta get this done.
Okay.
So
you're rolling primal.
And then I'm gonna argue for a boost because he is in close proximity to me. that it's not going to be hard for me to hit.
You could
It
also
actually makes it harder that he is in close proximity
What?
to you. Yeah.
Okay, fine.
It's basically you're trying to do this without hitting yourself or without hitting Ivo.
Yeah, fair enough.
But you could make one of those greens a yellow by flipping our last story coin.
You could. Because it's going to be against a red and a purple.
Okay. I'll flip the
So you can't have a boost for using stuff because Ivo has the talent that gives him a boost for using stuff, but you could have a boost for aiming that attack exactly where you want to put it.
That's what I meant. Okay. Yeah, that's what I want.
Take a boost die.
And then
I mean, that's 4 good die
can I
against
also,
only 2
because
bad.
you're in close proximity, can you know how you were flanked? Can I get another one of those boosts for?
I spent my advantages.
I'm just asking. The worst you can do is
No,
say no.
I don't think so.
Roll it. I can't wait anymore.
3 successes.
Holy crap.
3 successes plus your 3 cunning.
6 damage. Right?
Die. With pride.
So what did you do?
What did I do?
You also have to take 2 strength for that.
I'm just gonna say, yeah, like I said earlier, I'm gonna take my arrow and use primal magic on it and stab the whistle in his.
What does your primal magic look like? Is it fire? I forget what you picked.
No, you were also using molten metal.
Oh, you were also using molten metal.
Oh, that's right, because you took the salter shavings last time.
Okay, I like it.
So, okay, so I'm gonna just put the arrow in, and then I'm just gonna spin around, make it really hurt. So,
she wants to twist
it.
You jam the arrow into the core of this ghost and twist it, and the metal inside expands and sparks with green and orange, and the ghost leans forward and reaches for Lila, and as its hand goes over Lila, it just begins to drip and down onto the floor, and the whole of the ghost just drips onto the floor, and it slithers back into the place that it came from.
Right, because ghosts have a place where they come from. If we can get that thing out now.
Okay, did the 2 goons drop?
The 2 goons, the 2 dead things, continue to scramble at Ivo.
Oh,
okay,
that's annoying.
That's okay. You can just shoot plain old arrows at this thing.
Vigorousness of their attacks is less, but they still have a thirst for life.
Right.
I think you can get him in 1 hit.
Yeah, that's what I'm hoping. 1 failure, 2 threats. Yeah.
They hit at your shield and try to get their fingers into all the nooks and crannies in your armor and mail, and just can't get past your defenses.
Right. That's good. Ivo ducks behind his shield once more, and I just want to use my incidental just to tell the raccoon to stay behind me. And
I don't think she's moving anytime.
Fire regular arrows if you need to, but then Ivo's gonna take a hard strike at this. This is just melee, no more magic.
2 purples.
Yeah, 2 purples. And
do you argue for what's the word? It's charisma.
Well, they had 2 threats. I think I should get a boost because they're threatened.
Yeah, I
can give you that.
Yeah. Okay.
You
can have 2 boosts.
What when you?
I don't think I need any more. I'm rolling 5 good die against 2 bad.
Okay.
Even Ivo should get this right. 2 successes.
All right.
Okay, so that's 2 plus 3 plus 3.
Yeah, I have 3 brawn.
Tell me how you take them both out.
Oh, okay. Let's say, just because, I mean, Logan doesn't actually know anything about swordsmanship, but I think the way that this kind of sword would work is that it would mainly just be slashes. It's not really a thrusting sword. And so just slashes across the chest of another, and then the back swing is just right across the face of another, and they both fall before him.
And one of them continues to try to move around. The other one is still. It's gone. Whatever was in it is gone. And one just has grasping hands reaching out towards the 2 of you, even though it can't move off the ground.
Maybe you just finish it off with an arrow and hope for some advantages to heal your strain.
I mean, you could narratively finish it off with an arrow, and we can roll to
Okay.
get your strain back.
Okay, let's roll. If I remember correctly, I get to roll
Cool or
resilience or discipline. Okay, cool or discipline. I'm better at discipline. I'll take the discipline
I'll do
roll.
cool. Can I argue for a
No successes, just advantages. I'm glad I'm entertaining you, Mark.
It's impressive, really.
What's that thing when you're in battle and you like, you know how you have like bards and they inspire you? Not bardic inspiration, but like there's an actual term for it. Oh, morale. Can I even though like I'm down to like 2 strain left, can I say my morale's boost because the big ghost went away?
I'm gonna say no, but Ivo could say something with a leadership check.
Okay, I'll use leadership.
Is that before or after my cool?
I think I'm rolling first because I'm rolling to see if you get a bonus from what I say.
Okay.
So I'll roll first. The way that we always play like Charm and Battle Buddies is we roll first and then we play out the roll, right? Is that cool with you? Okay.
Yeah. Sometimes I do the opposite just because then I'll give you boosts for like doing saying.
Then I'll say
your
then
call,
I'll
however you want to do it.
I'll look at my companion Lila and say, that was our greatest battle yet, and it seems we've come out on top. But we need to finish our business here quickly before anything comes back.
Agreed.
Well done, my friend.
You too.
I think that's it. I think it's just pretty simple. I'll roll.
Okay.
3 successes and 3 advantages. Finally.
High five.
You didn't roll any difficulty dice.
Oh yeah, that's true. Sorry. That's why it came out so good. What am I
we're gonna
rolling?
do 2 purple dice.
Okay, let's subtract these things from it. 4 failures. There you go. So that would be 1 failure and 3 advantages.
Okay. So
Holy
with your
crap.
previous 2 advantages, you can let's give the previous 2 advantages to Lila as boosts.
Okay.
Your words I think your words fell a little flat as that one dead thing that's just sort of on the ground moaning reaches and grabs your foot and goes
I'm trying to give this encouraging speech and I'm shaking this thing off my ankle.
yeah. But with your 3 advantages, you could heal 3 strain.
Okay.
Can I heal 3 strain or?
Well, no, you're rolling your cool now with my 2 boosts.
Oh, okay.
So roll your cool to see how much you heal.
But I have to. What am I rolling? What's it going against me?
Nothing.
Oh.
Okay, so you heal 2 strain, and you have an advantage if you have any ideas for it. That isn't healing strain.
Okay, well, the first thing that we kind of need to do, like the next step in this, there's 2 things. Well, we could get the thing that's in that alcove that the ghost is coming from. Okay? Because there are ways of keeping it from coming back if we take that thing.
Mm-hmm.
That I don't know what the object is that it's coming from, but I know that ghosts in Mark's world, they come from things. They're bound to things. Okay. Right? So that thing is up in that alcove. Am I reading that correctly, Mark? Is that?
Yeah, so there are a couple things you could do. You could either take the thing that it is attached to.
Yeah.
Or you could just cast the normal rites that everybody knows and the Salters did last night for the things that they were uncovering and all that stuff.
Okay.
And then it's not going to come back.
So that's an option for an advantage is we can make that go well. The other thing is I know that we have to get through that locked iron door and you're our lock picker in the group. So, I mean.
No, I think I should take care of the baddie first.
Well, I can do that just with divine and I'm all the way back down to 2 strain at this point.
And you don't have to roll for it.
Yeah.
It is the most, it's a spell that everybody knows and it's...
Okay. So I'm good doing that. Maybe you should focus on the door because you're our rogue.
Yeah, I'll do the door. You take the advantage on killing the object.
No, he just said I don't need advantage. I can do regular rights. Yeah, you have your advantage.
Oh, still on my advantage. Okay, so then I guess my advantage would be...
Do you want to just open the door?
Yeah, can I just open the door?
You do have a key. You remember.
Yeah,
we have the key.
Ivo has a key around his neck.
Okay, so Ivo tosses... Dang it. It's a good thing Mark remembers stuff. Because Ivo's just so... I mean, that was a crazy battle, right? That was a really close call for both of us.
To take one more strain off myself?
You could, with your advantage.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, because we have the key.
Yeah, heal one more strain then. Yeah. Okay, so Ivo tosses the key to Lila and he wants to take however much time it takes to perform these final rites on this area so the ghost doesn't come back.
Yeah. Okay.
Do I need to do the same for the bodies that we just took care of, Mark?
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, let's do that. Let's take 15 minutes or whatever, to 10 minutes to do that.
Yeah, it doesn't take long.
Okay.
Ivo looks in those rusted metal bars and sees a body laid out there. There is a helpling, normal stature, not tall and gangly like the ghost was. You do feel that it is emanating cold, and you're able to figure out that the source of the cold, the place where this ghost is probably coming from, is in the long dead stiff hand. The person who is in this alcove is holding a small tin whistle.
There it is. Yeah.
That's Emmerich, right?
Yeah, and that's his necromancy whistle.
Oh, that's so sad.
You perform the spell, and the chamber is lit by fire from this little alcove. And as is traditional, you perform a second small spell, and there's a little flower grows from the spot where this body was.
Perfect.
You take care of the other two as well. Lila goes into that little iron chamber, unlocks it with the key.
Perfect.
Inside, she finds a large lantern. There's a poorly made shield around it to block out the light, but she can see light leaking from the edges of this little shield as she pulls it out.
I'm gonna call
it's almost as big as her.
Oh my goodness! I'm gonna call for Ivo. I'm like, Ivo, we found it. Come here.
Very good. Before Ivo leaves where he was doing the rites, I want to know if there's any advantage in taking away the tin whistle.
Only if you want to keep that ghost around.
Right. No. Okay. But that's what I mean. Leaving it here where I did the rite has taken away the power from it, right?
Yeah. Unless you removed it from the body, it would have burned up with it.
Right. Okay, perfect. No, that's good. That's good. That's right. So it does burn up. It's just because you said specifically that it was tin that I wanted to make sure that it didn't burn up in the rite. But okay, fair enough. Okay. Yeah. Well, Ivo will follow his companion through the iron door, and that's exciting. Is this something that...
It's actually really small. It's like 3 or 4 feet tall. So you're sort of hunching down and peeking in there.
Because it was
just this little square chamber.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So I lean in. Can I get the lantern out?
Yep. You just pull it out. It still has its very large iron ring at the top that would have been held in the statue's hand.
Well, I think that having gotten what we came here for, Ivo would make all haste to get out of here, because we know that we were already past afternoon when the fight started.
Well, if we take the shield off the lantern, the point of the lantern was to suppress the ghost.
I mean, that's true that we might have some residue like protection, but this thing is old, remember? So I don't know if it's not running at 100% is all I'm saying.
Well, it's still running.
Yeah.
I'm just saying.
It did work up until a year ago when it disappeared.
Right. No, I like your idea, but I say that you hop on my shoulders and we say, forget stealth for now and just let me run out of here with you on my shoulders and the lantern in my arms. And you're right. We can take the shield off the lantern and let it light our way.
Yeah.
Are you good with that?
Yeah. I'm still going to have like my, just in case.
Can I roll athletics to make up some time here or no?
You don't need to.
I don't need to. Okay, good.
I was just going to say, do I need my bow and arrow prepped? I think just in case we run into some ghosties.
Well, I can't have weapons out and carry this thing, so that's not a bad idea for you to have something prepped. But I think we're in the clear now. I feel like
unless
that may not have been as close of a
or somebody at Fenrayne pops up.
That felt like a pretty close fight. So
yeah,
that was a pretty close fight.
Yeah, that was intense. So, I mean, you were 2 strained from going down, and I was less than half from going down. So
right.
The 2 of you exit this chamber, Ivo with the lantern in his hand and Lila on his shoulder. As you exit, you can see further down that hall. Remember, you had a T-shaped junction. You can see further down that other side of the T, and you spot another body. Do you want to inspect it?
I mean, I think what we need to do is we need to be able to tell the people on the surface like who we found.
Mm-hmm.
So there were the two that we fought down there. I imagine that we could give kind of descriptions of at least what they were wearing.
Mm-hmm.
We also know that there was a Hilda, and we can describe that.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, I mean, Ivo wants to get close enough to at least be able to give a description of who's down here, so that we can give them their due rights later, you know?
You approach the body that's in the center of this walkway, the center of this tunnel, and turn it over, and you see the face of a Helbling. This person has not been down here very long, and the expression on their face is of pure fright.
As ours would have been too. That's horrible. Is this a fair day?
It appears to be a fair day.
Yeah, this is sad. So we'll need to inform them. Do I need to perform rites on this body right now so that they don't come back and are desecrated?
That's up to you.
Because it burns the body. I don't want to burn. I don't know. I don't know if my real world perspective. I wouldn't want to burn the body without telling a family.
Burn it.
But we've also taken care of the danger. I mean, the necromancer's gone at this point, so nothing's going to happen to this body unless.
Can I narrate Lila doing something?
Yeah.
I think Lila, emboldened by the recent success and the fact that this lantern is lit and brightening this passage, checks out this body. Like you were talking about earlier, going through stuff, trying to figure out who they are. They're obviously a Faraday, and looking in the stuff that they have, you find a large key that looks like it would probably fit the lock of this place.
Okay.
You find it's a whole ring of keys that look like they work in all of the parts of this tomb.
Let's just grab the keys and go then. Do you want to?
I think this means that the keys could be an identifier because that was something that this person had, right? And so we could give the keys back to the Faraday and they'd be able to tell who it was then. I think that makes sense to me. And then I can do rites on the body.
Okay.
I sort of feel like that's the right thing to do, right? The dead don't come back when rites are done, and family members don't want their family members coming back that way. So that's what Ivo will do.
Okay.
For better or for worse, that's his decision. And then we continue on.
You continue on and exit the Faraday tomb. As you get out, the long shadow of the hill of Greenfield is cast over the cemetery.
Right.
If you were on the other side, you would see that the sun is close to setting.
Okay.
The lantern shines bright in the shadows, and you exit the cemetery.
Very good.
Where are you heading?
The school.
No, actually, I was going to suggest that we take and show the lantern to Agatha first.
It needs to be public, so that way people.
She'd make it public. She works at the school, but you don't trust the guy who hired us. Why wouldn't you say Agatha?
I would go to the school.
Agatha's in Applegate. It's her brother.
Why don't we just send a message to Agatha? I don't trust Agatha. I don't trust anybody.
I know.
You know this. So.
Well, you can argue with me about it, but Agatha's been nothing but nice to us, and she helped us. Why?
Bad guys can be nice.
This doesn't make any sense to me. Why not
I'm
Agatha?
going to flip a story point. Heading out of the cemetery, you spot a party of Salters, led by your old friend Bjorn.
Right.
As they are exiting from the day shift. Hey, is that the lantern? You guys found it?
We sure did.
Yes. Yes, we did. There you go. There's your public.
Hey, guys. These two found the lost lantern.
There you go. It was a tough fight. It was a harrowing experience. But we want to get this into the right hands immediately.
Where'd you find it?
Oh.
Somewhere no one wants to go.
Well, so this is actually the point that, okay, so you're all being weird about who we take the lantern to, but this is the part I was going to be weird about is, do you think it's a good idea to be honest and tell the full story of what we've uncovered?
I think the whole town should know. And
because I kind of feel like, here's what I feel like. This is just above the table. This is Logan trying to put things together. I think that chances are the Faradays know that they had a necromancer in their family. And one of the reasons that they're trying to be all goody-goody with the tower is to try to actually undo any harm to their name. right? So now they're like working with the paladins and stuff like that, and they don't want people to know. And this information could like very much hurt those relationships and hurt their business and stuff.
Well,
I don't know if Ivo wants to do any damage.
I think if you're being shady.
They're not now, though. Are you responsible for what your ancestor did? You're not responsible for what your ancestors did.
I say the truth and the honesty, and it should go on record.
Yeah, well, truth hurts sometimes, but yeah, I mean, if they ask us where we found it, and
Bjorn just did.
Yeah, I guess, okay, so honesty.
Yes.
It was in an old Faraday tomb.
The old Faraday tomb nobody goes there. How did you find it?
We went where nobody goes. We followed a ghost.
We have to get this back up to the school. I mean, you have to get this back up to the school.
Yeah, that's true. And I wanted to tell Agatha. There, I said it. I want to tell Agatha.
Could you run and tell Agatha for us?
Yeah. Hey, Phineas, go run and tell Agatha Applegate. You know where she lives on the north side? I think the northeast. You'll find her. Go tell her and have her meet these people up at the school.
With most haste.
And a Grenker runs off.
Good. Now we both get what we want, because we can go to the school right now, but I wanted Agatha to know, because it's her brother who's the shady one.
Hmm.
And he's also the one who apparently can't, keep finances and can't defend his own school and can't keep his business relationships good. He's, and he's not a good hunter. She's the hunter, right?
Mm-hmm.
So, okay, so she'll know. And I mean, it is almost evening, but it is evening. But yeah, I guess we march right up to the school. What I'm curious about is this enough of interest to Bjorn and the rest of the party? Do they stay with us, or do they just lose interest?
They absolutely stay with you.
Awesome.
Yeah. As you begin making your way up to the school, people peek out of windows and
perfect. This is what Ivo wanted. I was even willing to make a charm roll or something, if Ivo can get a following. Lap. Yeah, it is. It's a victory lap.
Yeah. Yeah, people begin to peek out of windows and out of corners.
Ivo's waving and smiling and pointing and...
Yeah, a couple of inns and bars empty out as you basically start a parade up to the center of town.
Yes!
Yes!
Good.
We're going to have to record our whole...
You stand there below this giant statue of this man who helped found this town, holding his lantern. Mm-hmm. That may or may not contain his soul.
Right.
And from the opposite side, you spot Agatha coming your direction, and the light was so bright that Arnold saw it coming up the hill, and he exits his school and walks across the cobblestones to you. I think as he approaches, he reaches out a hand in a surprise handshake.
I'm gonna crawl down because I'm kind of being a little bit of a brat right now, and I'm gonna take that handshake and be like, thank you very much.
Yeah, Ivo will also shake his hand with his free hand. He's still holding on to the lantern with the other.
I can't believe you two found it.
I can hardly believe it myself.
You at this school.
Stop it. Be nice to the NPCs, I swear.
They're not real.
Yeah, I'm surprised we made it out myself.
It was quite a feat.
Where did you find it? Were you able to figure out who took it?
Yeah, Ivo will heavy sigh. He's not happy about this point. I just Ivo doesn't want to defame an entire family. He's kind of disappointed about it, honestly. But yeah, he will be honest with him and tell him that it was in the old Faraday tomb.
I thought it would be.
Yes. But I want to say I don't think an entire family should be held responsible for what may have only been one's bad choice. That's all.
I'm going to flip a story point. As Agatha breaks through the crowd on one side, you spot a group of Helblings break through the crowd on the other side.
Oh, gosh. This is the... Okay.
Okay.
Do they come in, as Ivo's saying that?
I think they do, yeah.
Yeah. Okay.
And what does this look like? What do you think happens here? I don't think we need to go through like an entire round of pointing fingers and aggression.
No.
But what do you think this conversation looks like? I think that Agatha makes it a point to make it a conversation.
Right. That's fine. And but I mean, so here's an important piece that like Ivo would introduce to this conversation that's happening is that, I mean, we straight up found a dead Faraday in the tomb.
Right.
Like a recently dead, not an old, and they had the keys. Was that a he or she that we found?
That was a he.
Okay, so because I don't know who it was, but the family here should be able to identify who's missing, right?
Yeah.
But he had keys, and we'll give the keys as evidence, and we'll say that we found this body. I mean, this could have just been planted to make the Faradays look bad, you know, or a Faraday could be guilty. I mean, Ivo's not writing that off, but I'm just saying everybody already knows the rumors. It would be simple for anybody to, you know, steal this and hide it away, you know, a year ago. That's the thing, is how are we going to name an actual culprit from a year ago?
The oldest of the Faradays, he's got gray whiskers and is balding on top, who you take to be Leslie, the current patriarch of the family.
Right.
Comes in and hangs his head as you tell that you found the body of one of their family down in that tomb.
Mm-hmm.
And lets you know that my son Needhart disappeared 3 months ago. I'm afraid he is probably behind this. He had strong opinions and could not leave things behind.
Oh, so they are taking responsibility. Fair enough. I'll give the keys back to Leslie.
Thank you. We'll be sure to lock the tomb, and I think it's time to perform the rites. Our family's been laying there for hundreds of years, but it's time they all moved on.
I'll tell him that I did rites on a ghost down there. I mean, Ivo's not shy that they fought and defeated a ghost. Like, that'll be a big part of the story.
And Arnold breaks in and says, your family's been like this for however long. This won't stand. And Agatha says, Arnold, take a walk. And Arnold looks angrily from Agatha to you, to the Faradays, and Agatha does not step down.
Right.
And Arnold takes a walk.
Good. Ivo nods his approval once Arnold has turned his back. Ivo makes knowing eyes at his friend Lilac.
And
stepping.
This whole thing has been very public with this crowd of people all around, from all walks of life, from the upper tier to the lower tier, from salters to merchants. And Agatha invites the Faradays, the two of you, and a few other important people into the school, where you go up to Arnold's office and have a conversation about the future of Greenfield.
Fantastic.
And the possibilities moving forward.
Great. Can I be the accounts payable department?
Yeah, put a thief in charge of accounts payable. Great idea.
Just saying, it was really awesome.
Just because Kayla's good at that stuff doesn't mean that your character is. That's ridiculous. But that's great. What
if I'm no longer a thief, though?
After all is said and done, and the Faradays and Applegates share tea and discuss the future.
Tea sounds good.
What does the future hold for Ivo and Lila?
Well, do you want to go first? I know what I hope for.
What do you hope for?
I hope that this town is kept safe and that word spreads from here, because this is not a small area. We know that trade comes in and out. We know that the tower has influence here. We know that the school has some influence, but I think that Ivo just wants to kind of secure himself a name because of this, and continue adventuring and hunting, you know? and possibly every once in a while stopping by the school to, give a talk about his exploits.
Yeah.
I don't think I would stop adventuring with you.
That's good.
I just think that maybe Greenfield could become like our home base after we have had long adventures, to be able to like rest but also like be involved in the school.
This definitely feels like it becomes important to us. Yeah, it's a hub. So when we adventure, based in the area around Greenfield.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
And Ivo goes on adventures taking care of the dead in almost in memory of his ancestor from long ago. And Lila comes back with treasures every once in a while and tries to sell them to Fenrir.
Yes. Ivo doesn't know about this.
No.
Wink.
I'm just going out.
Thank you for listening to the first tale from Tales from the Grey Library. We'll be back in a few weeks around the summer solstice for our next story, Point Break, featuring AJ from The Otherplace, Erica from Coruscant Nights, Dicey Cantina, and Dice for Brains, and Amanda. If you haven't yet, be sure to listen to Logan and Kayla on Battle Buddies. Battle Buddies is an actual play D&D podcast focused on collaborative storytelling, exciting adventures, and meaningful friendships. They've got new episodes every other Monday, following the same schedule as The Otherplace. If you're liking Tales from the Grey Library, be sure to listen to The Otherplace and the Fenrayne Files. The Otherplace follows a new group of adventurers each season as they try to save the world from an apocalypse of the dead. And in the Fenrayne Files, we explore the world even further from an outside perspective, looking down at its history, people, and places. Tales from the Grey Library is produced by Nightcast Creative. For more about us and the other things that we make, visit nightcastcreative.com.